what you have.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
So yeah, it's what I have. So I was unable to join last I think I'm trying to revise from the previous ones of things that have been done. So this was my grade book one. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, I can see your screen. So, yeah, before we talk about your grade book one and the like, so in our first class, right, when we're doing the welcome one and stuff, I
Mm.
made mention that by convention, the this thing, the class name must start with a capital letter.
Okay.
Yeah, by convention, yeah, it's supposed to start with capital letter because I'm seeing all your file names are starting with small letter. So that's
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So I can see your grade book one to starting with um, yeah. So go to your tester, right? So that's where your error is.
Yes. Okay.
You are okay. Yeah, your tester. So
Yes, I am.
yeah. So I can see you are calling. Yeah, again, your name class are not really in order, but
Mm.
so now your problem now is coming from your object, right? So
Yes.
yeah, your object, you've renamed your object, you've given it as my grade book, right? So that my grade book now is now standing in for grade book one. It's more like a nickname, a placeholder, right? So that's the object. So it's now that grade book one is the reference type, right? Is the reference type. So my grade book is referencing grade book one. It's calling it at every point in time. So that your line six is supposed to be my gradebook dot display rather than gradebook one.
Okay. So my grade book dot display.
Yeah, that's what yeah is because yeah. So I think with that your error is gone. So if you
Yes.
highlight that my gradebook,
Okay. My grade book.
yeah, no, the line five, just highlight line five.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says yeah, it says no, just go back there.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's
Sorry.
Usai on the call. She's not on the call, so I think she was having just highlight it. I want to see what's coming out.
Sorry, I'm trying to 1 minute. Let me reduce maximize my screen.
While we are still on this, let's reach out to others to join the call. So we'll continue and they don't get confused along
What's
the
my
line.
system use? I don't know why it's not lighting up.
You just need to hover over it, right? If that one is not
No.
your gradebook tester, and so you know what, just change that my gradebook. Make the G capital, make the B capital.
Okay, I'll do that. You can see it now.
Yeah, it's telling you typo, rename to blah blah blah. Click on that rename to.
Want me to rename it to guidebook?
No, don't. It's fine. I just wanted to see the error that it's giving. So
Okay.
just change that G and B to capital letter. Let's see.
Okay, I'll do that now.
No, that's why we call.
Okay. Do I need to go to my gradebook first? Yeah.
No, just change. All right, just change it here.
Will it work? Okay.
You can see that that error has gone. That indicator has gone away because by convention, right, your
Mm.
method, your object, they are supposed to take this pattern. The first letter will be in small letter, then every other word will start with a capital letter. So that is why you're also having that highlight in that gradebook tester. So if
Yeah,
by
too.
so
Yeah.
if you change everything because that's the class name, and class name starts with a capital letter. So if you start each of the keywords with capital letter, that's that indicator will go away. So yeah, I just wanted to point that Busaya also had that in her code. I was hoping she'd be on the call when I'll talk about it, so she'll get, but she's not here. But that's fine. Feintola, is your hand up now or was? Which of them?
And my hand is up now. My hand is up now. I need clarity on two things.
Okay.
Next line. What does that one mean? Next line. Because I know next int, next double. What's the next line? And
So,
then secondly,
okay.
we
Sorry, I
have
lost my network. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
okay, so we have that's the first clarification I need. Then the second clarification I need is we have 804 in when we want to get input from the user. So I'm wondering, is 804 string or does name cover for that input?
Sorry, come again with that last question.
So when we use that get method, right, to get input, right, from the user, right,
Yeah.
you can impute MIT 804. Why is this in 804 as? Is it because of the name added to string as the kind of input?
Which of them are you talking? Which of them? Which of the
So
class
when
are
we
you?
run our tester class, right? When we run the gradebook tester class,
Yeah.
it tells us to enter let me see, the second system input that you did. So we should enter the course name, and then we're able to
Yeah.
impute MIT 804. So
Yeah.
now I'm looking at what kind of instruction was given that the system accepted 804. Is it because of the name that we put as I don't know if you're getting me. No, we have string and we have name.
We have string and we have name. Okay. Yeah.
So is it because of the name that we put there that is letting it accept anything?
Are you talking about this line 15? I see my
Or
screen.
yeah, I can see a screen line 15. Yeah, I need clarity on line 15. That's the next line. Input dot next line. So the one I'm asking now is when you run this, is this a test? Yeah, this is tester class. When you run this tester class now, you say you should enter the course name or something like that.
Yeah.
We can enter MIT 804,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we put hyphen and then we put welcome to Java and it accepts all that input without returning error. So what did we say the input can accept? Is it like string, name, or I don't know.
I
I'm
think I
trying to figure
understand
that
your
out.
question.
Yeah. I understand your question.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Tosin, you want to answer it?
I think I understand. I'm also confused as to that regards because 804 in itself is an integer. So, and what we created this scanner, the object to accept is only to accept a string. So why is he accepting 804 in that regard? Or is it because it is a course name?
Oh, okay. That's a very brilliant question. Yeah. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me say, let me copy this. Let me repeat this. Please enter number. Please enter integer. No, it will make me to start writing length. Oh, no, okay. Let me just do it. Please enter number. Sorry, integer. Please enter integer. Upgrade this to int. Ibari. Next. Next. Let me copy this. Decimal. End of the not double. Next double. Okay, by convention, I can have this one. Yeah, end of the notes. Then we have this. Yeah, so we might not be able to, we'll not be able to display because I did not set it up in this, but I just want to explain something. So you're familiar with this, right? So when you see, to answer your first question, or to answer them together, to answer your first question, right, Felicia, or to answer them together. So if you want to request for integer, right, we use the next int, which you are familiar with, which is this. If you want to request for anything that has to do with decimal, right, we use next dot double, right? And you have to indicate the variable type, right? So we have variable types of, we have primitive types and we have reference type. So int is the variable type, right, of integer. Double is the variable type for decimal, right? So this next dot int helps you to collect integers. Next dot double helps you to collect decimal. Then string is a variable type for a sentence, right? It's a variable type for a sentence. And next dot line helps you to collect a sentence. So if you are passing in anything that is requested in next dot line, it's assuming that it's a sentence. That's why you can be able to incorporate both text and numbers. So I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
I get it now. So if you are using next line, dot next line, you can collect even special character, anything.
Yeah, it collects them, right? It reads them and it returns
Yeah,
the,
okay, that makes sense. Because I was just going through and I was trying to see what made us accept that.
yeah.
Thank you. This is good. Thank you.
All right, so I can delete this, right? Okay. Tosin, we are good, right?
Yes, I think I get it now.
Okay. All right, so any other question before we continue for the day? All right, I think everyone is pretty much clear. Let me see. Busayo, are we good?
Yeah, Barry, good evening. You're good.
Okay. Tumiche, not seeing your code. What's the problem?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You did see my code for chapter 3 or which one? I will
Not
send it this weekend.
this weekend.
Thank you. So,
Um,
since you can hear me, can I ask a question?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I got to the part where you said we can use this input next line for a sentence. But this string, I think I lost you. I don't know. Can we use only string? Can we use another thing except string for this part? If we are using next line, can we use integer? Can we use double, or is only string?
You want a string, right? So the data type, the variable type rather, is what you are going to pass in. So it's still the same thing what I highlighted here. You want an integer here, so you must pass in the variable type. You want a double here, so you must pass in the variable type. You want to collect a sentence, right? You must pass in a string, the variable type, which is a string. So yeah, you
Got
must
it.
pass in that. Okay, so that does not mean that I cannot just pass in 804 here, right? I can pass in 804 here, but it's going to convert it. It's going to see it as a string. It's going to pass it as a string, not an integer. Do you get? Yeah. So we'll see more examples as we proceed. So so today we are going to be looking at yesterday we looked at, sorry, not yesterday, the last class. Am I audible enough? Because I'm not using my headset, but am I good?
Yes, you are good, Barry.
There you are.
Okay, all right, that's cool then. So in the last class we looked at
It's showing that we are streaming live on YouTube.
yeah, probably the host is also streaming. I don't know. Yeah, either ways. So yesterday, we're able to, sorry, last class, um, we're able to introduce instance variables, right? We're able to introduce our setter method for storing variable and our getter method for assessing our access modifiers, our variables. So in our tester, we are able to look at how we're able to manipulate our gradebook to um, input, right? In our class, we're able to introduce parameters. We're able to introduce a name parameter, and in our tester, we're able to pass in the argument, and we're able to now display it finally. So today we are going to be looking at constructor. We're going to be introducing a constructor in our gradebook to help us initialize our course name. And also we are going to see how we could use in our tester, how we could create different objects and also passing our constructor in it. So Hopefully we're going to look into that today. And if time permits, we're also going to look at another case study. This case study we'll be looking at gradebook. So we introduce another case study of um, creating an account, right, for our bankers that are in the house. So yeah, let's see how that is going to go. Currently, it is 9 o'clock. So yeah, let's see how far we will go. So can someone help me out? What is the first thing we are supposed to do? Because I'm about to create another class. So Busayo, can you help me out?
Hello, Barry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Are we using this same gradebook tester class, or you want to open them down?
We'll have to open another one. So when we're watching the clip, we'll be able to familiarize ourselves with classes and methods and tester. Because if I was using the same thing, so many people forget how to create, how to start the program and stuff like that. So I think segmenting it like this help us to familiarize ourselves with
So you create that. That means you have to create another class and name it.
Okay. So yeah, I heard Busayo. Okay, we're going to come to one of the errors I noticed in your. So we want to create this thing, gradebook 4. So how do we create it? What should I write?
Write gradebook 4.
Obviously, it's gradebook 4 I want to write. Okay, let me just cut the chase. Right. So yeah, by convention, your class name should start with capital letter, and other keywords should also start with capital letter. So I think yours started with capital and everything was in.
I think that's for tester 3 and 2.
Yeah, so you have to
Okay.
of that. So like I said, we want to introduce our constructor in this part of the program. So we've created our gradebook. So our constructor is a special method that helps us to initialize our object. So we've been having constructors and we've been having empty constructors in what we've been building since. So this is an empty constructor. All these we've been having empty constructors, but we're going to see it properly as we are in this gradebook 4. So it helps us initialize our object, right? Whereby, when we create our object, it's initialized. So we're going to see. So a constructor, it's help us to assign variables, right? Directly, it helps us to manipulate variables. It gives us flexibility, right, with our variables rather than having a fixed value. So we're going to see scenarios. We're going to see scenarios where constructors will help us. So
Is there any similarity or difference between constructor and scanner?
yeah, obviously there's a way big difference between both of them. So we're going to see it as we go along, right? So yeah, so let's assume that you want to provide names for when you create your gradebook, right? You want to give it unique names, right? So that's where constructor comes in. You can be able to provide unique names, right, through your initialized constructors. So we're going to see that. So that's why yesterday we we talked about primitive type being initialized at 0 and reference type being initialized at null, if you could remember from Tuesday. So yeah, we're going to be seeing all those things play out. Also, by convention, the constructor name must have the same name as your class, right? So by convention, it must have the same name. So let's assume that. So we've created our class. So by convention, our constructor must have the same name as our class. So if this is gradebook 4, this must be gradebook 4. This is our constructor, right? So let's assume we want to pass in our instance variable, private string first name, right? So we have to pass that string. Yeah, we could have it as maybe string name, then we'll assign it as the course name is equal to So like I said, by convention, our constructor will mimic the same name as our class name. So this phase is just to introduce, we're introducing what constructors is. We're going to see how it plays, right? So so yeah, there could be scenario where we'll see real life, probably we could say a constructor in a live analysis, right? So, but let's just flow. Let's write our code. So yeah, we've initialized our constructor. So now let's create our setter method to help us update our course name after the object has been created. So our setter public void set course name, or we want it to collect a string, right? And we want it to return updates the course name, yeah, as name. So once we do that, we also want to create our getter, right? So we want our getter to be a string. Want our getter to be a string, get course name, and we want it to return course name. So yeah, after creating that, we have our, so let me just put it here. Better to update the course name. I'll get her to retrieve. I'll get her to retrieve the course name. Yeah. When we have our constructor to initialize the first name. So yeah, to retrieve, or let me say to get the current course name, because the course name could change, right? From our tester this thing. So now let's now create a print method, right? So public void display message. So what do we want it to do? So we want it to print out, something, right? So probably the course name that will impute. So we want it to do that. So again, our print statement is system dot out dot print formatter. Want is a formatter, right? So what should we say? The name of our grade book for the semester. Is, so let me just break new line, bring in my formatter specifier for string, which is %s, I'll leave space, then I'll return, yeah, I get course name, then I think this is reflecting my view. Yeah. So I think we've been able to create our class. We've been able to create our class, right, and declare our constructor and 3 different methods: our setters method, getters method, and our display. So does anyone have any question? All right, so in the absence of no question, we're going to create our tester to see how all this will play out. So as usual, create new Java gradebook tester 4. So you can see Busayo and the likes, Gloria, by convention, they should start with capital letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Noted.
all right, Mr. Babatunde, the first thing you do when you create your tester to avoid problems, right? Create your main methods to run your code, so you don't have your reference type outside. Hope we're good. Are you with us, Mr. Tunde? All right, so our environment is, yeah, so our environment is good. So what's the first thing we do? Let us create our object, right? Because we want to use the gradebook 4. So how do we create our object? So as usual, we're going to call in the the class type, which is the reference type, gradebook. 4, we're going to give it the name that we want it to bear. So let's still maintain our gradebook. So we could use anything, right? I could use Barry gradebook. I could call it anything, right? Barry gradebook, right? It's equal to new, gradebook 4, blah. So this is what we have been doing. Now you can see that it's telling me, it's giving me an error. Expected 1 argument, but found 0, right? Why is that so? It's because of we are passing in this argument, a name, in our constructor. So initially, we've not been using constructor. So by default, right? By default, it's initializing it as null because we don't have it. So if I go here, this is our constructor. If I comment it, not commenting. So if I comment it, right, it's going to, we're not going to be having, so I can't even, I'll have error because I'm already displaying it in multiple places. So by default, it's initializing it as 0, as null for this thing, reference types, right? Why for primitive type is initializing it as 0. So it's expecting me to pass in a parameter here, right? Because we're already passing in a string. It's expecting a string from our constructor. So we're going to do that. We're going to pass in something. We're going to pass in a string. So let's say, so you can see now it's telling me name, right? Which is this name that we've given it here. So it's telling me to pass that up. So yeah. So I could give it, what could I give it? MIT 804, MIT 804 lecturer. Lecturer is Dr. Fashino. Our MIT 804 lecturer is Dr. Fashino. So yeah, this has been passed, right? I could decide to have a print statement. Okay, let's run a print statement. So we have system.
How did you pass it? Can you come again, please?
Okay, let me cut this thing. So now let me go back here. Let me comment this. Now this is what we've been used to. You can see I don't have any error. I have introduced my gradebook. I've introduced my objects. I don't have any error since for our gradebook 1, gradebook 2, gradebook 3, we've not introduced constructor. But that does not mean that constructor is not playing its role in our program. This is a constructor. This is already initializing. This bracket here is already, when you are creating a new gradebook here, it's the constructor this is a constructor. It's already initializing the class, right? This is a constructor. So by default, because of you did not specify a constructor, by default, it is initializing reference type as null, right? And initializing primitive types at 0. So that is why our code will be able to run normal. But this class is about introducing a constructor, right? So we'll see more real life illustration of the importance of constructors. So yeah, so now I've introduced this constructor. You can see that I've removed the comment, right? And you're seeing, so if you go here now, you see that I'm having a problem. It's telling me that expected 1 argument but found 0. So it means that I've passed in 1 argument, which is a string and a name. It is expecting it in this place. So that is why I'm passing that string of our MIT 804 lecturer is Dr. Fashino. Hope that's cool. Do you understand? Felicia, are you with me? All right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
So let's proceed. Let's print out that statement. So system.out dot printf print formatter. All right. So what do we want to print out? So what should we print out? What should we print out? So yeah, I think what's the name of the lecturer? So I could now introduce my placeholder percentage. Yes. So now get the Barry Gradebook. Then Barry Gradebook, I want to call I'll get course name and close this. When I run this program, let's see what happens. So yeah, you can see what is the name of your lecturer. It's now passing in what we have in our constructor, which is our MIT 804 lecturer is professional. So what is happening here is that this is the print statement. What is the name of our lecturer? We are passing in, which is a print formatter. We are passing in our string placeholder, right? Now it's now saying go inside gradebook, right? This Barry gradebook is this gradebook 4. Now I want you to now return what we have in this, right? So if you go back, what are we having here? So we are having here, right? We're having return this, which is course name. And mind you, we've already passed course name as, we've passed the course name. We've passed the course name as this, which is what we are passing here, right? I don't know if you get.
You understand?
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is another beauty of so another beauty of this constructor is that I can decide to create multiple gradebook, multiple objects. So I could have so let's say I could have Osayo gradebook, right? So it could say no. My My TA24 lecturer is Dr. Fashino. Sorry, Dr. Rufai. Yeah, my TA24 lecturer is Dr. Rufai.
Barry, I'm having issue passing that name.
What issue are you having?
I don't know if I should see. I don't know. Maybe when you're done, I can share my.
Well, I could decide to now call Usayo Gradebook. And yeah, let's try to run. Okay, let me break line so that we don't have it together. Yeah, let me run this again. So you can see what is the name of my lecturer. Our lecturer, our MIT 24 lecturer is Dr. Fashino, right? And Busayo is saying my MIT 24 lecturer is Dr. Rufai. So you can see the beauty of constructor. So with constructor, you can create another object and passing the parameter or the argument rather, and passing the argument. So yeah, let's take $20 question or yeah, so I'll stop sharing so Felicia will share. Felicia,
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to share my screen.
okay. All right, share
Thank
screen.
you. Barry, you know what? Just go on. This might take a while. I don't want to delay us on the call.
What will take a while? Okay, all right,
To be able to share the screen, yeah. Sorry.
that's fine.
So, Barry, sorry, this is Hussaina. So I think, Felicia, your own name is like Red, Abby. Is saying that
Exactly
you
what
cannot
I'm
resolve
passing to.
symbol name. Let me just share my own screen. I don't know.
All right, share your
Exactly.
screen.
Maybe, yeah,
Looks like I'm cooking beans.
Yeah, share your screen. Let's
same problem I have. So, yeah.
Okay. Are you sure? Let me know when you can see my screen.
okay. Yeah, I can see your screen.
So here, I don't know
That has nothing,
why.
your system that is bringing it up that name, it has nothing to do with that code. Let's go to your, yeah.
So this looks fine. There's no error here.
Chill. Let me look at a constructor. Yeah, it looks fine. Name. Yeah, it looks fine. So let's go back to your can you over on the okay, yeah. Okay, I'm saying expected. Were you the one that puts that name yourself?
Yes.
No, you're not supposed to put it. Take it.
Oh.
You're not supposed to put it. Mine showed because my system auto-generated it. Just semicolon, take it off.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see your system is auto-generating the name. So
I
your
can see
the
it.
only PDF you have is imputing the string there. You are also
Okay.
repeating Husseina as an object, the same thing. That's why you're having that error.
Yeah, I will sort that out. Thank you for the name. I was typing it myself. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that helps me. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I'll start sharing again. My IntelliJ. Kindly confirm you can see my IntelliJ. Can you confirm you can see my IntelliJ?
Yes.
Are we sure we are together in this place like this?
We
I
are
don't
with you. Go ahead.
Deborah, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, please. We're doing this together, so yeah. So that is it. That is it. We just introduced our constructor. We've seen how constructor help us. So let's see, can we do another one? So let's do another. Let's do like I'm just do grade book 5. That was an error. Grade book 5. Yeah. I'm lazy. Let me just copy all these things. Let me just copy all these things, right? Please, it's bad for programming. I just want us to introduce like different parameters so you understand how this works. So let me paste it, change this to gradebook 5, change this to gradebook 5. Please don't do this, so don't do this at all. Write the code from beginning to end. So I want to introduce different parameters. So let's say string name, course name, I have to do, let's say, bring lecturer, lecturer, lecturer name, and what else? Let me say, okay, let me just use, what else should I use? Okay, let me use int. Let me use lecturer phone, lecturer phone number. Yeah. So I have been able to pass in these instance variables. I want to introduce them to my constructor, right? So I will now have, so these are parameters. I want to introduce multiple parameters to my this thing. I could have, yeah, I could have this lecturer name. I could have int lecturer phone number. And so let me just say, this is lecturer name. And the course lecturer is equals to lecturer name. Comma in the error. Cannot resolve symbol. What symbol is that?
The lecturer, L is capital.
Let's see. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Okay, I see where the problem is. Um, let's see. Let me change this to. Okay, yeah, it's telling me that because it cannot. It's saying that can't resolve that. I don't have that. So let's see. Course lecturer name. So you can see, right? It's telling me that nigga, I can't see it. So I change this to course lecturer name. Let me change this to course lecturer phone number. So I do this. Default. I take this, paste it. Yeah. So I want to repeat the same thing. I want to be able to set it up in my setter. Okay. Please, this is bad for program. Am I even supposed to be doing it? I'm supposed to be teaching, right? But do you guys understand what I'm doing?
Yes.
No, I think I'm rushing so much. Let me take it step by step. So I want to be able to get the course name. I want to be able to get the lecturer's name. I want to be able to get the lecturer's phone number. I want to pass it in my constructor. So I need to pass in the parameters in my constructor, just like we did in the gradebook 4. So the constructor is supposed to mimic the name of, by convention, it's supposed to have the same name with the class. So that's why we have gradebook 5. We've passed in the parameter of name, lecturer name as string, and phone number as string, right? And we are telling it to, okay, initialize it as this. Course name is name, um, instant variable, for my instant variable, course lecturer name is this, course lecturer phone number is this. Now we want to be able to pass it in our setter so that if there's an update, we can be able to update it, right? So yeah, string name, name. We need to also pass our string and lecturer name, lecturer name, and want to have an int of lecturer number. So we want to have that. So we also want to update it. Copy this. Want to update this. So we want to update this in the parameters, and also want to be able to return, yeah, each of them, return course lecturer name. No, we can't have multiple return statements. So we could have return course lecturer. I want to return lecturer. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's private, right? So we have to have a separate this thing getters for each of them. So we could decide to say get lecturer. Let me just copy this thing. Get lecturer course name to return this, and also get lecturer phone number. course, lecturer, phone number, get course, lecturer, it should be int. And this should return our, yeah. So yeah, we're good, right? So our display methods, let me say, we're just forming this multiple stuff, right? So let me do this. Get lecturer phone number, the name of our lecturer, name of our phone number. Yeah, so phone number of lecturer is blah blah blah. So yeah, we've been able to create this, and let's see how it goes, right? Do you guys understand? Is there any confusion? Are we good to go?
9:38.
9:38.
Yes, the name, phone number, so you can remove name.
Yeah, thank you for even bringing my attention to line 38, because it would have been a very big problem for us. The reason being that we're telling it to return an integer, but the placeholder that we're passing in is S, and S is for string, so it's supposed to be D. Would have encountered error in our tester. So yeah, okay, the name that I mentioned, the phone number of our lecturer is this, the name of our lecturer is this. Yeah. So any question? All right. So let's run our tester. Let's have our tester. Great. Cool. Let me just copy and paste. No, let me not copy and paste again. Let's just run the program. Gradebook tester. Gradebook tester 5. Yeah, so we've created this. Again, the moment you create your tester, just create your method so you don't forget. Starting. Boy. Okay. So yeah, this should be your focus, right? So the moment you create this, then you can now, the next thing you should do is now import your create your object rather. So creating your object will help you to reference, to declare your reference type, which is the gradebook 5. So we have gradebook. Gradebook 5. I don't call it my gradebook. Let me just call it my gradebook. My gradebook is equal to new gradebook. So you can see now it's telling me that there's an error. And what is it saying? The error is saying, when you move on, it's saying expected 3 arguments, but found 0. So it means I'm supposed to, you can see the arguments I'm supposed to pass in. I'm supposed to pass in the name. I'm supposed to pass in the lecturer, that's the course name. I'm supposed to pass in lecturer name and the phone number, right? So what do we do? So coming to that error that Husseina and Felicia had. So you just need to pass in the name for the data type. So you don't need to pass in the data type, by default, it could help you to do that, but your main concern is to pass in. So we are supposed to pass in 2 strings and 1 integer. So I'll start with that. I'll start with my string. So you can see automatically it's putting name there. So course name, MIT 804. Let me use MIT 803 this time, right? I put my comma. The next thing is another string.
Sorry, Barry. Like, is there like a shortcut to put the name in case your system did not generate it for you?
No, you don't need to put it. You just need to put in the name type, and that's all. Whether your system put in or not, it has no effect. It has no effect on it. It has no influence on it. As long as you are putting in the same number of arguments that matches the parameter from your declared class. Do you get?
Not sure I get that.
Don't worry, you get it. You get it soon. So now I'm passing 2 strings. The next thing is an integer. So let me just pass in my phone number. And I close it. So I'm having an error. What's it saying? Integer number too large. Okay. Okay. Integer number too large. What do we do? Let me go there. Let me use a double this time around. But it's going to give me let me use a double. Let me see if I'll have that error. Double. Use a double. Use F here. That's not reflected here. It's still saying integer. Well, so let me just.
I think you missed a place. In
Did
that
I?
gradebook 5, I think scroll up a bit. I think there's still a place with integer. Maybe you search with integer.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I missed it. Yeah, you're right. 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Still telling me too large. Still recognizing it as int instead of double. Where should we refresh? Well, let's reduce this. Let's just have a same value for 8, 4, 5, 6. 7, 1. Okay, that's large enough. Okay, so let's use this. Set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah blah blah. If we use a float, we'll probably get more. But okay, yeah. We have this. So let's try to print something. So we could say system.out printf. So what do we say? In name, well, this is an MIT program. This is an MIT program. The course and the course is percentage S, right? I want to break new line. What is percentage S? What's the name of our grade book? Look into our grade book. That was telling us. Look into our grade book 5. And in grade book 5, I want you to call this. Right? I close this. I have the statement. For the sake of time, I'll copy this and I'll paste it. And I'll say lecturer's name, lecturer taking this course is, and I have my percentage S to indicate okay. And I'll say check inside my grade book. Inside my grade book, I want you to return the lecturer's name. The same thing I have again. Let me not copy and paste this time. Let me type it. Then out dot print f, and I'll tell you the lecturer's number, lecturer's number is percentage F, right? And I want to put the next line. And I want you to now check inside my grade book 5. I want you to return lecturer's number. Yeah. So before I run my code, is there any question? All right, in the absence of none.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So is it that we cannot print it in one statement, one line? We have to break it down.
Of course, we can print it in
Like
one.
this system does not.
Yeah, we can print it. We can print
Okay.
it in one statement, right? We'll see that in advanced program that we're going to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, so take it one step at a time. Okay, so when I run this, yeah, so you can see this is an MIT program and the course is MIT 803, blah blah blah. This help us to return this. So any questions so far?
Hi, Barry. Why exactly did you change from int to double?
So there's no reason here. There's no particular reason why I changed it. So I was hoping that the double will help us accommodate a large amount of number. So, but I was thinking that it will help us collect like 11 digits, right? But
Oh, okay.
that's okay. So, because we are
So
seeing
we
it.
can stick to the integer, right?
Yeah. Let me take it back to integer. Let me take it back to int.
Yeah, thanks.
Int. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to say something, but I've forgotten what I wanted to say. Okay, I've forgotten. Well, I think I've probably in probably the next program. So this is already 10. Do we want to stop here, or you want us to run one more program?
Please, let's stop. Well, for me, because
Yeah, let's
even this one, my head, I've already cocos.
Scattered.
Let's go.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah. So based on what we've done, right? Is there any question? We've been able to write two codes. We've been able to introduce our constructor. This may recapping. Introduce our constructor. So the essence of this constructor is to help us manipulate our data, right? Because in this place now, I could decide to change this thing up. But if we're just assigning a value, right, we will not be able to change it up easily. So yeah, don't worry. In next program we're going to write, you see more advantage and how flexible our constructor will help us write our program. So yeah, yeah, we should write our codes. This 5, we should write our codes, right? We should write our code. We should see how these constructors play a big role, because when we start advancing, we'll be using them and you need to be familiar with it. So I urge you to this is Thursday. The next time we'll be meeting is Tuesday. So that Tuesday we are going to finish up chapter 3. So if at this point in time you've not been able to write this code,
Why can you go down a bit?
so if at this point, right, you've not been able to get your code, you've not been able to write your code, right, you might miss out on some stuff. So I think you need to use this weekend to complete this code, so that when we are going to conclude chapter 3, we're going to complete chapter 3 by Tuesday. Hopefully by Tuesday we'll complete chapter 3.
Hi, Barry.
Can you scroll down?
Hello.
Juliet, go ahead.
Yeah. So, you're saying that if by this time you've not been able to complete your codes, and my question is, completing the code, is it looking at it the way you did the code and doing it yourself and doing it, or you being able to do it without looking at your templates? Like, I'm trying to assess myself now.
Yeah.
When will I say, okay, I'm there? Is it when I'm able to do it without looking at your templates, or looking at your templates and trying to do it and trying to get familiar and know what to do?
All right, that's a very brilliant question, right? Thank you for that. So you don't need to cram the code, right? You don't need to cram it. So doing it's watching the video and writing your code and understanding why that is that, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so if you're able to, you should be able to understand that why are we using this constructor? That is why I gave you an instance, the instance that I used in this chapter 4, where I commented the constructor, right?
Yeah.
When I commented the constructor, automatically I know that I am going to have an error which has not said showing. In my test times, I have an error. So you can see I can go there. I'm having the error. And I know the reason why this error is here. And the reason is that I am passing in an argument, whereas in my class, I don't have a constructor.
Okay.
I already know the reason. So you need to know why what is what. So yeah. So writing the code. So when you are writing this code and you find errors, right? So in the process of debugging, right, you also know the reason, right? So for instance, the error that yeah, so one of the error you had was in your this thing, in your public, right?
Yes.
Capital letter.
Yes.
So that error, I already know that I know that it's a keyword. Keywords in Java, they must start with a small letter. So that solves the problem.
Okay.
So you get so if I change this to now, if I change this to 5, I'm having an error. I'll have error in my constructor. I'll have error in my Java book, right? So I should be able to know, okay, because number one, the class name is supposed to be identical with the file name. That is one.
Yeah.
Second, the constructor is supposed to have the same name with the class that is declared. You get. So I already know that this is where my error is coming from. And as you can see, there's an error here, there's an error here, and in this class, there's no error. Whereas this is the main place you are supposed to change and to solve all the errors.
Okay.
Okay. Don't write your code, you might not understand that. So it's not necessary that you have to cram the code and start, yeah. You have to just understand how it works. Yeah. So
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Barry. Thanks.
Okay, so please, you guys should use this weekend to complete your code so that because on Tuesday we're going to finish chapter 3 and we're going to go to chapter 4, right? Let's see what we're going to cover before the end of June, before the end of July rather, because after July I don't think we'll be having this tutorial again. So, but yeah. Any other question? Stop sharing. All right, so in the absence of no other question, I think Mr. Samuel will help us to share the recording on the.
So yeah, I already shared I did the streaming and the recording. So I shared the streaming link and I'll share the recording shortly. That's okay.
Okay, that's great. Either ways.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch up on Tuesday. Cheers.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome. Have a great night, everyone.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.